His name isn't on any infamous killer list. But between 2001 and 2012, Israel Keyes murdered at least 11 people across the U.S. Some say even more. What set him apart? He didn't pick victims. He selected kill kits, buried caches of weapons, tools, ropes, even body disposal supplies. He flew thousands of miles to commit random atrocities. Tonight, we unravel the mind of a man so calculated, so horrifyingly organized, even the FBI couldn't fully map his crimes. In the dark winters of rural Utah, 1978, Israel was born into a strange survivalist family. By age 5, he lived off-grid in Washington state. No electricity, no running water. Heavy into white supremacist Christian identity beliefs, he grew feral among 10 siblings, without school or modern influence. Early signs were chilling, voicing that harming animals was okay. He once said, "I've known since 14. What I thought was normal, nobody else did." Psychiatrists call it insidious detachment, a man who felt nothing humanity could teach. As a boy, Israel showed early signs of something off. He would trap cats and torture them. He once tied one to a tree and shot it. Not for food, just to watch. His siblings say he smiled when animals screamed, but in his home, no one taught him that was wrong. He was 14 when he realized he liked hurting things. And when you grow up where no one's watching, no one stops you. He joined the army in 1998. 3 years stationed in Egypt and Washington. He was quiet, methodical. He drank heavily. Once, he told a friend that he could make bodies disappear, and no one would find them. Everyone thought it was a joke. When he left the army, he didn't stay in one place. He drifted, but not aimlessly. He was building something, a ritual. He began burying kids' metal buckets, filled with guns, knives, zip ties, rope, lye, duct tape, and cash. He buried them across the country: Vermont, Texas, Alaska, Washington. He'd fly into one city, rent a car, and drive thousands of miles, retrieving a kit he buried years before. Then he'd find a house or a person. At random, he never killed near where he lived. He never picked victims ahead of time. He made sure there was no pattern. That was the point. No motive, no connection, just chaos in order. In 2011, he flew from Alaska to Chicago, then drove over 1,000 miles to Vermont. There, he retrieved one of his kits buried in the woods 2 years prior. He broke into a random home in Essex and waited. It was Bill and Lorraine Carrier's house. He forced them at gunpoint into their own car and drove them to an abandoned farmhouse. He tied them up in separate rooms. Then he sexually assaulted Lorraine and strangled her. He beat Bill to death when he fought back. There was no reason. They weren't special to him. They were just there. When investigators eventually searched the house, it had already been demolished. But that wasn't his first kill, and it wouldn't be his last. The most infamous case tied to Keyes began on a freezing night in Anchorage, Alaska, February 1, 2012. A young woman named Samantha Karnick, 18 years old, was working the late shift at a coffee stand. A man approached, ordered coffee, then pulled a gun. He forced her out, walked her away. She wasn't seen again. Her boyfriend received text messages from her phone, trying to convince him she'd just run away. But Samantha was already dead. Keyes had killed her within hours, but he kept her body frozen in a shed behind his house for weeks. He posed her corpse, braided her hair, applied makeup. Then he took a photo holding a newspaper and sent it to her family with a ransom demand, to make them believe she was still alive. When police arrested him weeks later, while he was on vacation in Texas, they found Samantha's ATM card, her blood on money in his car, a gun, and a mask. But what they found next changed everything. He confessed, but only in fragments. He talked about Samantha, then backtracked. He mentioned the couriers, casually. Then he spoke of Others, unnamed, unfound. He said he killed across the country. He said, "You won't find them. I buried them too well." He gave no names, no dates, just hints, and one horrifying sketch drawn in his own blood. 11 skulls. Each one, a life taken, a secret, a trophy. He told the FBI he killed as early as 2001, maybe earlier. He admitted to abducting a teenage girl in Oregon in the late 90s, but said he let her go because he wasn't ready. But he got ready, very ready. He killed in New York, in Texas, in the Pacific Northwest, possibly in Canada. He said he liked small towns, places without surveillance, places where people didn't lock their doors. He said, "I would drive around at night, and if the lights were off and the garage door was open, that was my invitation." He'd been watching for years. He would take batteries out of cell phones. He paid only in cash. He left no DN. He burned clothes, smashed SIM cards, dumped weapons in lakes. He was a ghost. But one mistake caught him. After killing Samantha, he used her ATM card. It pinged in Arizona, then New Mexico, then Texas. Police caught him in a routine traffic stop, and with him, the trail of a girl already gone. While in custody, he refused to give names. He wanted the death penalty. Fast. He didn't want to sit in prison. He didn't want the circus. And on December 2nd, 2012, he got his wish. In his jail cell in Anchorage, he slit his wrist with a razor he hid in his mattress. He used bedsheets to strangle himself, just to be sure. Beside him was that now infamous drawing. 11 skulls and the poem written in blood. A love letter to death. And just like that, he was gone, along with his secrets. The FBI believes there are more victims. Maybe many more. They've identified timelines, missing persons, travel records. They believe bodies may lie at the bottom of Lake Creston in Washington, or hidden deep in Vermont forests. Some say he killed in Canada, Mexico, Alaska. But we'll never know. He took the truth with him. And maybe that's the part that haunts us most. Because Israel Keyes didn't want to be remembered. He didn't want to be caught. He didn't care about recognition. He just wanted to hurt people and never be known for it. No manifesto, no twisted ideology, no fame, just darkness. Precise, silent, buried in plain sight. So the next time you hear about a random disappearance, a body found in the woods, an unsolved abduction in some quiet town no one remembers, ask yourself, how many kits are still out there? How many stories died with him? And how many of them were never found?